Alright, so here we go. I'm to start Miku's ending. Oh, gotta use this. So we say no, right? New game. No, I'll stay here. I'm just fine. Sure, apply. Do nothing. Let's not. Let's be calm and calm about this stuff. Let's take the keys. Keep silent. I haven't read the book, so I shouldn't be praising the book. Alright, we go through all of these things. We go get the cards alone. I wonder if I've done this. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because we meet her later on. She says, so I went and get them because they were somewhere else. Does this matter? Seems like it doesn't matter. No, says Kogeki on tap, it does not matter. So, skip the tutorial. I think Lisa is the one that needs it the most, so let's lose against Lisa. And this doesn't matter either. We can do whatever. So we can go and play badminton. Oh. Oh no, since we didn't lose against her, it's not badminton. Alright, I haven't seen this then. Spent a couple of minutes here listening to the silence without any luck and then headed back. Oh, that was it. Didn't happen anything. Alright. So, breakfast. Fine, vitamins. This whole day doesn't matter at all. So, okay, I'll come. Go take a look. Okay. But stay and help and clean up. Oh, wait, here we go. You need to go this far alone. I think I haven't done this before. Gone alone to the dance party. Do that, see what happens. Maybe I do. In a couple of minutes I was standing in the square. Oh, it's... Oh, no. Since I said yes, I'm dancing with Lena. Day 3 then becomes... The next ending becomes important. And where are we? Day 4? We're looking. Bus stop. Go with Miku. Yes. Let's go with Miku. We don't eat the apple in the infirmary. Not ads. There you go. We will not eat the apple. And here we go alone, right? Or doesn't it matter? If you had at least one good ending, if you selected all the correct answers for Miku's route, turn left or right a couple of times in the mine. Colgate United upset that this doesn't matter. We go alone. I went further and further. Yeah, Colgate Innotab says that this doesn't matter, so we're probably here now. Seems there is no end to these tunnels. I'm trapped in the Minotaur's labyrinth, and the terrible creature will appear soon. I was exhausted and slowly slid down to the ground, leaning against the mine's damp walls. Where is that damn Shurik? Colgate on top says, yeah, this is Miku route now. Nice. Where is that damn Shurik? How many hours have I been walking around here? My eyes began to close, just for a minute. Ooh. Day ... Here we go. Because sometimes a dream is just a dream. One doesn't have to look it up on the internet searching for an interpretation of a dream that invaded your dream world in such a rude manner. One doesn't have to assume that it's a sign, a prophecy, a prediction of the future. Sometimes a dream is just a dream, a beautiful story that is just not going to happen in your real life, a fairy tale sketched by your resting brain and painted by your imagination. Sometimes a dream is just a dream. I don't know if I like the word just, but I would agree that usually there is no higher being giving us premonitions, even if it comes in several parts. Damn, I'm so tired of all of this, says Masha, not Miku. Masha says that. Huh? I raised my eyes and saw a girl hanging over me. What exactly are you tired of? Everything. It's not like someone made you do this, or is still making you. Well, it's not that simple. Oh, it is indeed quite that simple. You see, it's also saying me here now. It doesn't say that Semyon is talking, it's saying me. Damn, you're always... Olga says, stop chatting. Come on, get to work. A voice that would brook no objections came from far away. The bus became empty in an instant. The girl I was arguing with sulked like a child, turned abruptly, clicked her heels, and headed to the exit. Her name was Masha. Okay, you ready? A woman appeared. Her face simultaneously expressed agony for the fates of the whole humanity, arrogance, concentration, and fatigue. Yeah, sure, I said. It's not Simeon anymore, it's just I. It's me. Excellent, says Olga. Then, action. I didn't even realize when she left the bus and a camera appeared pointing at me. I've shut my eyes, that's right. I must be sleeping according to the script. Ah, it felt like I said. Movie set. How long must I sit like that? 10 seconds? 20? That should be enough. I slowly opened my eyes and started to sweep the bus with an ignorant look. That's it. I haven't got the slightest idea why I'm here. What is this? An Icarus? But why? So I have to put on the most surprised face that I have ever done. I should imagine that I'm sitting in a toilet reading a book, and then the door suddenly swings open. I see Jean Reno with a gun. Pardon me, do you mind that I'm, pardon my French, doing number two in here? He would surely be surprised. I just couldn't bear it and laughed out loud. Stop, stop, shouted Olga, the director. It's an outrage. We've already been shooting for a week, but we've still got less than nothing. She jumped close to me. What's the matter this time? You know, well, she would hardly appreciate my story about Jean Reno. I'm sorry. It was hard to look in her eyes. It wasn't like I was really worried about me messing up another take, but mainly because I was afraid to break into laughter again. Okay, lunch break. Our director took off her Panama hat and began to fan herself with it. It's so hot. Well, it is summer after all, says Shurik, coming out of thin air, proving himself to be quite observant. Duh, blockhead, you better take care of the camera. Shurik calmly dodged the Panama that was thrown at him and went back to the camera. He's always like that, calm, wise, and boring, dull, quite predictable. I got out of the bus and headed to the canteen to grab a bite, and ran into Masha at the doors. So? Nothing. No surprise. Want to have something to eat? She stared at me for some time with an uncomprehending look. Okay, let's go. It's strange. It seems that Masha has already visited the canteen. What is it? Didn't she have the time to have her lunch? I examined her thoroughly from the behind. Her double ponytails were really long and dangled from side to side. Is that what you look at when you examine a woman from behind? Her ponytails, yes. Now and then hitting whatever they encountered on the way. I guess if you have those, like, big crazy ponytails, then perhaps. Are you sure that you're comfortable with your hair like that? I asked Masha when we sat down at the table. What's the problem? Well, they're kinda way too long, no? Banana Waffle Monkey says, women often put their hair up during sex. Indeed. Connotation, conditioning. What's connotation mean? I wouldn't say it's conditioning. I would say it's makes lives easier, right? Having the hair. Oh, connotation, like you associate one thing with another. Oh, ponytails, you say associate with sex. Yeah, right. Yeah, but as a guy, you sleep with enough people who do that, you associate the arousal with the ponytail. Well, I haven't slept with a lot of women myself, but the ones that I have slept with have mostly done the ponytail thing because, you know, the hair gets in the way. I haven't had that connotation. Isn't that? That's behaviorism. Conditioning, yeah. It's conditioning. Classical conditioning? Oh man, I don't even remember. There are a few of them, but I don't know. Well, they're too long, no? It's part of my character, dork. As if they were any shorter before that. She threw an angry glance at me and proceeded to violently stir the contents of her packet of instant noodles. Banana Waffle Monkey always says that he always forgets the difference between classical and operant. Oh man, let's see, do I remember? Classical is when you just get the two stimuli mixed together. Like that's the classical, the Pavlovian thing, like with the dogs. They start salivating by the ring of the bell. That is the classical. The operant, it's all in the name. It's more operational. It's the classical behaviorism is the association, right? Start drooling, while the operant is more it's more behavioral. I don't remember quite the difference. That's all I can remember, and I'm not even quite sure that I'm giving a fair, actually. This bothered me a little bit, so probably see it from here, just here. Instrumental, yeah, it's type of associated learning. Oh, here we go. Yeah, punishment behavior. Yeah, increases behavior, decreases behavior. Yeah, it's this whole thing. It's more behavioral. It's more about behaviorism. The classical is about stimuli and the response. Like the response is drooling, and drooling is not really behavioral in that sense. It's a reaction more. All this here, it's more thought out behavior, like behavior structures. And they can have different behavioral, all of these. Positive reinforcements adds an appetitive, a tasty stimulus, a juicy stimulus following the correct behavior. Yeah, that's just, you get a reward and you do it again. Negative reinforcement is that you remove the noxious, not so tasty stimuli following the correct behavior. So you take away something bad, or just makes the not bad happens. Yeah. Positive punishment, add noxious stimulus. All right, yeah. Punishment, reinforcement. Two different types of punishments, two different types of rewards. There we go. So it's trick is in the name. It's operant. It's an operation more. It's more behavioral in its sense. All the classical, it's just a Pavlovian thing. The dogs. He threw an angry glance at me and proceeded to violently stir the contents of. All right, I saw that. One day I'm gonna get gastritis, thanks to this diet. I already got it. Oh, sure, I bet you I've already drank all the stage props. Drank all the stage props together with these guys. And what's wrong with that? I'm not paid for this work, as you know, and it's hard. The leading role, after all. I don't drink cameras and filming tape. Oh, it's like you're going for an Oscar. Who knows, who knows? I reclined on the chair and lit up a cigarette. Just for your information, it's a children's camp here, in case you'd forgotten. Yeah, seen the kids around? Masha just sniffed and didn't reply. And by the way, all the great ones had to start with something. Some of them, for instance, started with a graduation project. Not a single sane human would ever think of shooting such wild garbage. He gazed warily around with an intimidated look, making sure that nobody except us was at the canteen. He continued, Only our Olga would. It's not like someone made you do it. Oh yeah? Masha said slowly with bitterness in her voice. Like I had any choice. Or you did, or anyone else. Well, for starters, you could have proposed another subject. To propose a subject. All this time, Masha had been sprinkling salt over her cup noodle, and it seemed she wasn't going to stop. I see you like it spicy. What? I directed my gaze at her cup. Damn. She slammed the salt shaker down on the table and sadly dropped her eyes in the small hill of salt that, like an iceberg, gross, fighting global warming, just refused to dissolve in the broth. That's too much salt. Well, not to yuck her yum, but for me, that I wouldn't like that salt. That much salt. Oh, come on. I suddenly felt sorry for my child. Oh. She didn't mean to. Anyway, I could hardly digest this crap. Sandwiches are way better. Here, I pushed my bowl in her direction. She took it silently and began to eat. Won't you even thank me? But it's completely your fault. What exactly? You distracted me and Anyway, it's your fault. Whatever. Masha kept eating in silence. I finished smoking and stubbed the cigarette out on the corner of the table. What exactly don't you like about it? Well, it's actually fine if you get used to it. Lovely noodles. I looked at Masha in a way that made clear exactly how silly and irrelevant her answer was. You're talking about the movie. About the movie. Take my character, for example. Although, never mind using it as an example, it's the worst part of the script. Were you even reading this as you wrote it? For the first 2 days, the laziness took over. Well, I read it. So what? Does this seem normal to you? What exactly? Character. My character. What's the problem with it? I decided to play the fool till the end. Stop mocking me. If looks could kill, my death would have been a pretty painful one. All right, calm down. Oh, and she did calm down. See, Banana Wolf Monkey, you were wrong. Telling people to calm down always works. Masha fixed her gaze on me. What's the matter with your character? Just a normal, retarded girl. Oof. There are so many around anyway, no? She turned red at first, then blue, and then she turned green. I'm not sure that the changing of colors on her face during a fraction of a second was really like that, but either way, Masha looked scary. You know, that's disgusting, she said suddenly, getting a grip. I think it's perfectly normal. A cast of a movie, or a book for that matter, can't consist of only cute, smart, and sexy characters. We still need supporting roles. Supporting, but not retarded? It's not like we don't encounter them in real life. But I'm not like that. But you're not playing yourself after all, are you? Her stubbornness starting to get on my nerves. People will watch it and say, Masha is retarded. He's a retard. I covered my face with my hand. I face palmed and put my head down on the table. There we go. Okay, and what do you suggest now? I don't know. Everything is just bad. Will it get better if you keep crying and moaning? I'm not moaning. Oh, like I can't hear it? Well, I'd prefer if I couldn't. You know what? I opened one eye and looked up at the enraged Masha. What? You're just an insensitive bastard. As you say, mademoiselle. And? She didn't manage to finish the phrase. The door burst open and a cheerful shout reached us. Mashanyan, Semyon-kun, says Sasha. Well, here comes another raving lunatic. Oh Lord, what have I done wrong? Oh no. What? I turned my head and glanced skeptically at the girl who ran into the canteen. Sasha, one of the main characters. If we compare Sasha in real life to the character she's going to play, then Masha's words about the injustice of this world don't seem that meaningless. However, on the bright side, one can't ignore Sasha's acting talent. She really becomes a totally different person on the screen. I told you like 1,000 times, don't you ever call me Masha Nyan. Masha gritted her teeth. Okay then, should it be Masha? Can I? Sasha snatched the chair, moved it closer, and sat beside me. Cuckoo, says Masha. How do people like that enter college in the first place? Yeah, what are you talking about? Is she a cat girl? What? Sasha seemed to ignore Masha's opinion of her professional impropriety. We were just discussing what exactly Masha Nyan doesn't like about our script. Just you wait until they beat the Nyan out of you too. Out of you. Just you wait until I beat the Nyan out of you. She tried to land a punch on my forehead, but I dodged and her fist slammed down the table. Sasha gave a brief cry and started shivering. See how discontented she is, a curious young mind which doesn't seek any compromises, ready for long, painstaking work, for self-sacrifice and denial of the fragile material world. And all for what? For the truth. Wow, you're so smart, says Sasha. She murmured and hugged my arm. Too bad you're not. No, you're hopeless. I'll take that as a compliment. Masha fetched her phone out of her pocket and checked the time. Okay, time to get going. Where are you going? You only appear starting day 2. It is you who should get going, dork, says Masha. Me too, said Sasha, jumping around, still clinging to my arm. I guess so. I got up, pushed the chair back under the table, and looked over at Masha. See ya. Now get going. She snorted and turned away. Itekimasu! Get lost too! Oh yeah, get lost. Holy shit. Like a person being that? Like in real life? Holy shit, that would get annoying fast. Oof. Just as that reached my ear, Sasha shot past me with empty noodle packets trailing in her wake. I was sitting in the bus, flipping through the script lazily. So, which idiot wrote this? Oh yeah, that would be me. I put aside the stack of sloppily stapled printed pages and fixed my sight outside the window. Indeed, it was really hot. Even without Shurik being Captain Obvious, it was hot. Let's take the asphalt, for example. It doesn't give a damn that just yesterday it was winter according to the script. You know, it has to be melting right here, and the grasshoppers don't care. They just keep rehearsing. By the way, which of them do the chirping? Is it the crickets or the grasshoppers? Or the cicadas? Chirping? Isn't chirping something else? Maybe it isn't. Those screech. Damn, I don't even have any internet handy for a quick check. So why would I? The script is all agreed on and approved and it can't be edited at all. And anyway, who would care about the grasshoppers in our movie? Although it would be a splendid idea for shooting a horror flick in the spirit of the 50s US B movies. Like, for example, My Cousin is a Grasshopper, or The Cricket Day, or One Flew Over the Cicada's Nest. Wait, did he just One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, a B movie? Holy shit, that movie's great. Man, I haven't seen that movie in years. Gotta watch it again sometime. If I have to spend 5 more minutes here, I'm gonna turn into an insect myself. Oh, why were there no air conditioners in the old Soviet buses? Okay. Hey, hello, anyone home? A loudspeaker was pointed at me, and right behind it I recognized the face of Olga through the melting air. Please leave your message after the... I felt a blow. Hey, can't just smack the protagonist like that. Have you even read my tour rider? Shut up. This has to be the last take on the bus. I wanted this pretty bad myself. After all, it's better to be outside than stuck in this moving man melter. Zurich's camera was hanging over me. I acted as if I was really desperate about what's going on. Raged across the bus, dashed outside, ran all around, and finally collapsed down on the sidewalk. Cut, says Olga, and smiled approvingly. Well, it seems like you're able to do it when you really want to. Sure, it seems that will is the most important thing. And now, meeting Slavia. A break, maybe? Says Router. Router? Router prayed. We ain't here for vacation. Off you go to your camera. He hung his head and shuffled off to his place. Action! I stared at the camp gates. I held my gaze on the statues of the pioneers and took a few steps forward. Sasha emerged from behind the gates. Hey, Semyon-kun, my name is Slavia. Yoroshikune. Stunned silence depended upon the set. It seemed like even the grasshoppers suddenly stopped their song and looked up at Sasha with fascination. I've just one question for you. The dreadfully calm voice of Olga reached us from behind me. Have you even read the script? Sure I did, but it's so boring. It was pointless to cry, swear, go into hysterics. We couldn't find another actress here. We only have 3 weeks in this camp, and you... She sat down on her director's chair and began to fan herself with the Panama hat. Guys, don't you get it that if we want to make it in time, if we keep strolling around like this, we still have lots of stuff to shoot. Could you get at least a little more serious? It's like I'm the only one who cares. Sticks certainly won't work with Sasha, so maybe we should try a carrot. Stick won't work, so let's try with the carrot. I'm sorry, said Sasha. I'll try again. You'd better. I tried hard to imagine the protagonist surveying the unknown environment as millions of theories flying through his head. He's shocked. He doesn't know what to think at all. His brain is ready to explode. His consciousness starts to wander. And there you go. A girl, your average pioneer, appears, and she has not the slightest idea of what's happening to him. She just greets the protagonist and sends him to the camp leader. I took a few steps towards Sasha and Sasha appeared from behind the gates. You must be new here. Me, ... I caught sight of the lens of the camera, pointed at me from the corner of my eye, and tried hard to make a really surprised face. If so, you need to go to our camp leader. So you can do it if you really want to, says Olga, wiping the sweat from her forehead. I'm gonna turn gray before my time with all these fripperies of yours. But we still have to do the editing. Ha! She checked her watch. Okay, let's call it a day. I'd hardly call myself a workaholic, but even I felt that that's way too early to stop, given that we're already falling badly behind schedule. Don't you think that... I do, but I feel absolutely done. As you wish, I shrugged and headed into the camp. Evening was closing in. Tonight was dining with Masha, Sasha, and Alisa. There was a huge bowl full of fried potato slices with mushroom right in front of me. One of the perks of summer, fresh vegetables from the garden. You better show that much effort during filming. Oh, you seem to prefer instant noodles over this, Lisa says. What are you talking about? Sasha is a great chef, mumbled Alisa. Didn't anyone tell you that it's impolite to talk with your mouth full? And you're always complaining. Sasha was about to burst into tears. Oh, Lord. Come on, chill out. Everything's delicious, says Masha. Sasha, yeah, Masha, yeah. Do you want me to make something? Masha gave her such a dirty look that it became obvious even to Sasha that she shouldn't continue. But anyway, just tell me honestly. I won't. But you don't even know what I'm about to ask you, says Masha. I know. So what's it gonna be? He stared at me with a triumphant look. Why did I come up with such a rubbish script? Damn. Lisa and Sasha laughed. Oh, I see that you're both okay with it. What's the matter? It's summer. We're surrounded by nature. There's beach here. Everything looks great, says Alisa. Might as well visit Turkey. Why did you come here? Alisa glanced at Masha blankly and started to dig into her plate. So? She pointed her fork at me. Here, not the fork, but the spoon. One blow and your skull is doomed. Now you tell me, is he even normal? Semyon-kun is kawaii. Sasha hugged my arm and nodded vigorously. What's the matter anyway? He just got us a free vacation, says Alisa. Masha responds, I don't understand what I'm even doing here. Well, it's not like anyone is holding me here, I said. Coldly. Masha replied, oh, if only what I wanted mattered. And you, what are you doing all the time? I said. Colgate on says, I'm not sure, but Sasha might be a weeb. Maybe, perhaps. I think you may be right. I'm not quite sure. We need to investigate further. She might be a weeb. You, what are you doing all this time? Just keep nagging others, and yet there's still a lot of time before your appearance. And what are you doing all this time? You just keep nagging others, and yet there's still a lot of time before your appearance, according to the script. You must be preparing for the role, eh? I interrupted her. Oh, maybe I am preparing, said Masha. Double standards, says Alisa. Triple, damn it, says Masha. So what are you doing, for real? Well, what would you expect me to do, says Masha. Me? Nothing, I'm just curious. Reading books, says Masha, she answered timidly. And every book about how to master acting. Stop it, okay? We're sitting out here, God knows where. No internet, no phone signal, no nothing at all, says Masha. If I hadn't brought a mosquito repellent with me, ... I brought it, yeah, said Sasha. Masha gave her such a look that Sasha suddenly started to take up much less space than usual. Alisa says, I just don't get you. What's the point of complaining all the time? You could have stayed back home. So is her name still Alisa, but the other two gets different names? Ah, did I even ask you? Asks Masha. Masha got up abruptly and headed for the exit. Masha-nyan is upset, said Sasha in a distressed tone. If she got upset just now, then we just wait until you see what she's gonna be like towards the end of the shooting, says Alisa. Yes, she's still Lisa, says Colgate in on tap. It's weird. Pioneer Chainsaw Massacre with Dubrai. Duzhba is both friendship in Russian and, fortunately, a well-known brand of chainsaws. Curiously enough, I couldn't comprehend why Masha keeps freaking out. Sure, since the very beginning, she'd had no real enthusiasm for either the script or the whole idea of shooting a movie in a god-forsaken pioneer camp. That seems like a good spot to take lunch. Alright, so we get super cliched ending here, it seems. It's all just a dream, and then we go back to a completely different story. Nowhere near what I was thinking about. Well, all of my hypothesis has been it was all a dream as well. But we'll see, we'll see. We'll continue this tomorrow then. We'll see where this story takes us. 93, finally. Holy shit, says Banana. Okay. Oh, congratulations.